Hi there, Warriors family. Get ready to feel that electric buzz. Go ahead and obliterate that like button and slam subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report right now, so you're locked in on every jaw-dropping update. Tonight, we're diving headfirst into a twist that's been rattling the NBA rumor mill. Whispers of a rising star many thought destined for Brooklyn suddenly charting a different course. Could it be that the young phenom who lit up the draft with raw athleticism and highlight reel dunks is about to buck expectations and remain under the bright lights of Los Angeles? Stick around, because revealing the name too soon would spoil the build-up. Here's the setup. Just days ago, sources close to free agency talks painted a picture of a blockbuster sign-and-trade that would send Jonathan Kuminga packing to the Nets in exchange for seasoned veterans and draft picks. After all, Brooklyn's desperate to inject youth and upside into their front court, and Kuminga's blend of explosive leaping ability, perimeter promise, and sturdy frame seemed like a perfect match. Yet, as the dust settles in LA, murmurs are growing louder that the young forward has quietly decided he's not ready to trade the Staples Center's neon glare for the Barclays Center's backdrop. At least, not yet. Let's rewind to last season, when Kuminga, fresh off being drafted 7th overall, erupted onto the scene with eye-catching athletic feats and flashes of offensive polish. He averaged solid minutes, drilled corner threes, and intimidated opposing wings with his length. While his counting stats weren't headline-grabbing, around 8 points and 5 rebounds per game, what truly stood out was his upside. Basketball. Analysts marveled at his physical tools. A 7-foot wingspan, springy hops that turned every rebound battle into a highlight clip, and the kind of disruptive defensive potential that had people comparing him to a young Draymond Green. In fact, those comparisons fueled some of the earliest trade chatter. Teams saw a Green-type disruptor on the rise, someone who could pilot switches on defense and attack downhill in the half-court. Fast forward to the summer negotiating period. An insider at the recent free agency combine in Chicago slipped word that Brooklyn's front office was all in on Kuminga. Their pitch reportedly combined a multi-year offer sheet, sweetened by an expedited path to starter minutes and a promise to explore his role as a two-way centerpiece. The Nets, riding high on a revamped perimeter rotation, envisioned Kuminga, patrolling the wing opposite Mikal Bridges, slashing to the rim and protecting the paint alongside their backcourt stars. But here's where things get interesting. LA's brass isn't ready to give up so quickly. Behind closed doors at Lakers practice sessions, whispers indicate that coaches, executives, and even some veteran locker room leaders pulled Kuminga aside, reminding him of the storied legacy he could join. They painted a picture of a supporting cast featuring all-star talent, championship pedigree, and the infrastructure of a franchise built to win now. Some insiders believe that Kuminga, still only in his early 20s, felt the gravitational pull of an organization that has hoisted 17 banners and cultivated generational legends. Could staying in purple and gold, where he can grow under the tutelage of proven veterans and soak in championship culture, outweigh the allure of a fresh start in Brooklyn? Apparently, the answer might be yes. But let's not dismiss the Nets entirely. They have the draft picks, the cap space, and a clear role carved out for Kuminga. For them, landing a high-ceiling forward on a cost-controlled rookie contract makes perfect sense as they rebuild around younger talent. They even opened preliminary discussions about packaging picks and shooter talent to sweeten the deal. Yet, despite the offer sheet's financial appeal and the promise of a starring role, our young forward has reportedly expressed a desire to ride the roller coaster of Lakers' highs and lows, feeling that the orange and purple fan base gives him the ultimate stage to develop. Think about what this decision means for both franchises. If Kuminga stays, LA retains one of the NBA's most tantalizing prospects, someone whose potential defensive impact rivals the league's top perimeter stoppers. Imagine a rotation featuring LeBron James mentoring Kuminga's growth, Anthony Davis commanding the paint, and Russell Westbrook, or whoever runs point, feeding the athletic forward for easy buckets. That trifecta could become one of the league's most dynamic front courts in transition, while also providing the Lakers with a homegrown building block for the next decade. On the flip side, Brooklyn would be forced to pivot. Their blueprint, centered on gathering young, versatile wings around Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, or whoever their stars might be next season. Losing out on Kuminga means they'd need to reassess targets, perhaps pivot to Dorian Finney-Smith for a low-risk, high-IQ defender, or chase a different lottery prospect. Would they double down on draft capital or move in on a mid-tier free agent to fill the void? The ripple effect extends through every corner of front offices across the league. Now, let's sprinkle in some context. Fantasy basketball managers have already begun adjusting their pre-draft boards, factoring in Kuminga's presumed trajectory. Social media buzz has erupted, with Twitter polls asking, "Will he stay or will he go?" and Instagram fan pages posting mock-up Lakers jerseys, with Kuminga's name in resplendent gold foil. Media pundits on local radio have weighed in too. Some argue it's a smart move to remain under championship-contending skies, while others caution that minutes might be scarce on a veteran-heavy roster. And there's the chemistry puzzle too. Consider. The Lakers' offense, often predicated on LeBron's playmaking and Anthony Davis's interior dominance, can sometimes leave perimeter prospects waiting in the wings. Would Kuminga's athleticism and off-ball cutting fit seamlessly, or would his developmental path be stunted by limited touches? Some insiders speculate that a mid-season trade could have offered instant playing time, whereas staying put demands patience. Could that patience ultimately pay off, providing the young forward with playoff seasoning and scoring opportunities when defenses collapse on LA's stars? We can't overlook the contract math either. If Kuminga signs a rookie extension in Los Angeles, the Lakers must manage luxury tax thresholds and payroll flexibility. Keeping him might mean sacrificing future cap space to retain core veterans, while trading him could replenish assets for long-term planning. These financial gymnastics dictate whether franchises prioritize present contention or future growth. Here's the burning question. Will this pivot in Kuminga's decision-making signal a new era in Los Angeles, one driven by homegrown talent, blossoming under the bright Lakers marquee? Or will Brooklyn emerge smarter and snatch another prospect in response, reshaping their rebuild around a different rising star? Only time will tell, but what's clear is that the ripple effects are just beginning. If you're as fired up as I am, hit that like button now and subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report so you don't miss a single twist in this free agency saga. Now, let's dive into what staying put in Los Angeles means for Jonathan Kuminga, the Lakers, and the ripple effects across the entire NBA landscape. By choosing to don purple and gold instead of chasing a new start in Brooklyn, Kuminga signals a commitment to growth within a championship culture. Imagine him, just days into training camp, matching up in pick-and-roll drills against Anthony Davis, learning how to read defensive rotations from arguably the game's best interior anchor. Picture LeBron James taking him under his wing, breaking down film sessions on how to slip screens, perfect his mid-range push, and navigate double teams. This kind of mentorship can be priceless for a young forward with limitless athleticism, but still nascent offensive polish. Could that developmental environment outweigh the lure of an immediate starring role in a rebuilding Nets lineup? In Kuminga's mind, the answer seems to be yes. For the Lakers, retaining Kuminga provides both an on-court boon and a narrative victory. Offensively, they gain a secondary cutter who can thrive in transition. When LeBron orchestrates from the high post, Kuminga's explosive burst to the rim will demand kickouts or help rotations, opening up splash opportunities for sharpshooters like Austin Reeves or D'Angelo Russell. On defense, his length and mobility make him a natural switcher, capable of guarding positions 1 through 4. In a league where two-way wings are gold, Kuminga's presence could transform Los Angeles into a team that excels in both transition, push, and drop coverage half-court defense. Is it possible that his leap-in-the-lane ability could become just as feared as Davis's shot-blocking prowess? Early signs suggest so. However, there's a flip side. Minutes become a precious commodity on a roster headlined by superstars. Will Kuminga earn enough playing time to truly showcase his potential? Lakers coaches may have to sacrifice matchup flexibility or reduce minutes for veterans in order to develop this young talent. That could create tension. Seasoned role players want stability, while Kuminga craves on-court reps. Some insiders warn that this delicate balancing act will test Darvin Ham's rotation chops and could spark early-season growing pains. But if the Lakers can weather a bumpy October and November, trusting that long-term payoff outweighs short-term disruptions, they might unveil a lineup in January that no opposing defense can fully prepare for. Turning to Brooklyn, how do the Nets respond to missing out? Their front office, armed with additional draft picks and cap space, will need to recalibrate. Targeting wing defenders like Royce O'Neal or seeking a sharpshooter such as Buddy Hield on a value deal could become priority moves. Alternatively, they may pivot toward a bold draft night gamble, packaging picks to move up and draft a different high-upside prospect. Yet replacing Kuminga's unique blend of length, athleticism, and player development upside isn't easy. The Nets could find themselves scrambling to find a comparable mismatch weapon, a challenge that could slow their rebuild and alter their projected timeline for contention. And what about ripple effects across the Western Conference? As the Lakers consolidate youth and veteran star power, rival front offices will watch with envy. The Clippers may explore haul-heavy trade offers to land a two-way wing of their own. The Suns, intent on complementing their star backcourt, might shift focus onto defensive forwards in free agency. Even mid-level contenders like the Mavericks or Pelicans could reconsider their draft and develop approach, eyeing veterans who can contribute immediately against a ramped-up Lakers squad. Every team will ask itself, how do we counter a Laker team that melds championship DNA with a rising homegrown talent? Financially, keeping Kuminga requires cap management finesse. The Lakers will need to decide whether to offer him a rookie-scale extension or delay the decision to retain maximum flexibility. Signing him early could lock in favorable numbers and ensure loyalty, but it might bump them deeper into luxury tax territory and constrain mid-season maneuverability. Conversely, waiting until late in the season risks losing extension control and allows other suitors to court Kuminga if he approaches restricted free agency status. It's a balancing act that will test Rob Pelinka's front office acumen and could set a precedent for how the league's heavy-taxed superteams handle young assets. Amidst all of this, the fans are buzzing. Lakers' social media feeds are lighting up with highlight remixes of Kuminga's best dunks set to inspirational music. Reddit threads debate whether he's the heir apparent to LeBron's throne or a future all-defensive standout. Sports radio. Hosts volley opinions back and forth, some calling him the missing link for Los Angeles, others cautioning that too many moving parts could disrupt LeBron's final title runs. The media storm underscores the magnitude of Kuminga's choice and keeps the speculation engine revving at full throttle. Let's not forget the human element. Kuminga, still early in his career, must balance professional aspirations with personal growth. Does he embrace the pressure and spotlight of Laker lore, or does he quietly hone his craft away from the immediate judgment of a rebuilding spotlight? His decision to stay suggests a maturity beyond his years, and a willingness to bet on his own potential within a proven winning culture. Could this mindset fuel his rise to stardom faster than any sign-and-trade in Brooklyn? Time will tell. But Warriors News Fan Report viewers know that character and belief often tip the scales as much as talent. As the NBA landscape braces for tip-off, one thing is clear. This Kuminga twist reshapes narratives. It forces franchises to reassess strategies, fans to reimagine lineups, and pundits to recalibrate their predictions. For the Lakers, It's a chance to blend veteran prowess with youthful exuberance. For the Nets, it's a call to innovate and adapt. And for the league, it's another reminder that free agency can hinge on desire as much as dollars. So, Warriors faithful, here's my take. While I admire the Lakers' bold retention of Kuminga, I can't help but wonder if this signals a broader trend, where young stars choose stability and mentorship over immediate starring roles. Will we see more prospects leaning into championship cultures rather than heading for greener pastures? It's a fascinating shift that could influence how every franchise approaches talent development. But what do you think about all of this? Are the Lakers smart to keep Kuminga and potentially wring every last ounce of upside out of him, or should they have let him chase a big role in Brooklyn? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm eager to see which side of the debate you land on. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report, and ding that notification bell to stay in the loop on every free agency shakeup. Until next time, stay golden.